Happy New Year! Welcome to the new decade. In this episode, we're going to share our words for the year and what that even means.
I'm Siena.
And I'm Toast.
We've been partners in life, love, and music since 2001, and we believe life is best lived as a love story. Your love story.
After all, to love well is to live well. For more, check out sienaandtoast.com. But for now, here's this episode.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Whew, new decade.
Oh, okay. So thank you so much for joining us. If you heard the intro about the word for the year, hope you are still tuned in because I know that everyone is sharing their word of the year.
Really?
And
Who
maybe
is?
you're tired of it. Just on social. You see it on social.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I do have to say, though, that this year, people have been less sherry about their word of the year than last year.
Interesting.
So maybe sharing the word of the year is no longer, everyone's moved on
Trending.
from that. I don't know, whatever.
Okay, so
But it
Siena,
is helpful, I
Siena
think,
is
to
more-
have a word of the year.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's what we're going to be kind of talking about this episode. But just so you know, Siena is the one who is more up on what's happening in Instagram.
social?
Yeah. And
Well,
then I
Sort of.
look at Twitter more, and
Oh, gosh.
mostly I use it for politics, and I just
And laughs.
mostly like things and retweet things mostly.
Sometimes you beef people.
No, I don't make like that. I purposefully no, I don't even try to
I know, good. No, that's
add
good.
any fuel or oxygen to those kinds of stupid fires.
Well, maybe you've done it twice. Okay, so I have to say that
who's counting?
if you listened to our 2 mini quick casts, those were some experiments we did recently on doing just very quick. Well, it's not very quick, but just some shorter podcasts on the fly, just recording it on our iPhone instead of doing how we normally do it, which is how you're experiencing it right now. But on the last one, I know that maybe my voice was a little softer and I really thought that my allergies were acting up, but
Because we had just gone for a walk in a nature reserve,
Yes.
where there's a lot of
and Portland has
natural things.
Portland has decided to bestow me with allergies. And so I really thought it was allergies, but I was in denial of a full-on cold. So right now I think I've turned a corner, thank goodness.
Knock on the wood.
But I may be a little bit coughing here and there. So I excuse that. And yeah, just letting you know that. Okay. However, thank you for joining us. This is our 75th episode.
That's what we're calling it. We
So-
didn't count the quick cast as episodes.
Yeah, we didn't. They don't. Yeah, I don't think they
we
should be.
get to count whatever we want to as episodes or not. So, but this one is episode 75. Since we've returned to podcasting after a 7-year
Oh,
absence.
right.
Before
Yes.
then, I kind of lost count, honestly. You know what? One of the things on my list is to go in and check on the statistics that I can make sense of and see, okay, how many downloads have we had, over the past decade? So I think that would be interesting. I hope to get some of that information and report back to you all.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, that's a geeky part of me.
I think since we started on the... Oh, yeah, I don't know. I saw over 300,000 somewhere, but I don't know when that started.
Right.
Maybe that was from the beginning,
I don't know.
or is it from
I don't know.
last year? I don't... Anyways,
Okay, before we get to the words of the year,
we feel hyper. I feel a little hyper. Do you feel hyper? I mean, I'm tired, but I'm also
that
You seem hyper.
that tired kind of hyper. Well,
Oh, I am so
wanted-
excited to tell everyone
yes, tell.
that one of my favorite gifts from Toast for the holidays was plants.
And we're going to get more. Because the basil that I got is totally dying.
Well, but the basil was really, you got it for yourself. Right? Like you really got that for yourself.
No,
you just kind of hit it in the grouping, and you're like,
No.
here's a fern for Siena. Here's another, that little cute plant. I don't know what that little
That's
guy
also a
is.
fern. Yeah, I
That's
got
also
two
fern.
ferns.
And then I want a basil. So you threw a basil in there, but she also got this really pretty stand, and it looks great. And I just love having plants in the house. And I always thought that we couldn't, because when we got Bear as a kitten, he was just wild like kittens are. And I always thought he'd be pretty much a plant eater.
Tyrannizing the plants.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Tyrannizing? Is that a word? Being tyrannical? Being a tyrant?
I
to
thought you were
plant?
saying terrorizing.
Oh.
And then I went, wait, that didn't sound like terrorizing. There wasn't enough syllables there. But anyways, he's been really nice.
Mm-hmm.
He's been really nice to the few tester plants we've had. Mm-hmm. And so now I feel very safe and good about nurturing plants in our house.
And Siena has also done the requisite research on which plants are safe for cats, because, it can get tricky with some plants being toxic. It's kind of a bummer, because a lot of the toxic plants are the plants associated with recognizing holidays, like lilies for Easter are toxic. And poinsettias for Christmas are toxic.
Hollies
for Christmas, toxic.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of be aware.
And a lot of the plants that really assist in cleaning the air, which I think are all plants, but there are some that do it more than others. They are also highly toxic.
Really?
Like the peace lily is supposed to be excellent for cleansing the air.
But the pollen they have on is that the plant I'm thinking of?
Oh, I'm thinking of a green leafy.
That's stargazer.
A green leafy plant.
Okay.
Not a flower.
Okay.
Maybe it's not called a peace lily. Anyways, but it is so toxic.
For cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought the spider plant was toxic to cats, but it's not. So anyways, just do your research, and maybe you'll have some fun plants you're nurturing this year. But I'm so happy whenever I see the plants. And we left some white lights out near the plant area. And so it just still kind of looks Christmassy, even though we took everything else down.
Okay, next little banter subject. Just a tip. Because I'm sure that there are other a little thing that I heard from a friend of ours who stayed healthy while
his wife got sick.
Yeah, everyone around him was getting sick.
And he was traveling.
Yeah. So he actually shared with me that one of the things he did, along with, trying to get enough sleep and water and all that, he was putting tea tree oil up his nostrils. And I thought, that sounds pretty extreme, but I'd rather do that than get sick. So I started doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not shoving it
You're
way
not
up
shoving
my
it
nostrils.
in your nose.
Yeah.
Right. And
but
you
just
tested.
around, just around my...
And we did a test, right? Because we don't want to burn your mucous membranes.
Right. So just around my nostril area.
Yeah. Because that's the thing you need to be really careful about with it, using pure essential oils. Because most of them need a carrier oil so that you don't burn yourself.
But I just use the regular thing. So, because tea tree oil, supposedly it helps to kill the germs. So I started doing that a couple of days ago. And I got to say, I think in addition to helping to kill whatever germs it might kill, I think it also helps me because it prompts me to take deeper breaths because you can smell it, and
it's
you want to
pleasant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice refreshing smell, and I gotta believe that oxygenating yourself in a bigger way, it's got to be helpful to your immune system too. So if you want to try that, shove some tea tree oil in your nose to stay healthy.
But test it first. We're not doctors.
Right.
Yes. But we also alcohol alcoholed everything, all the light switches, doing that every so often, the doorknobs. Toast uses one bathroom, I use another bathroom. There is one that is still kind of shared, so I wiped all that down again yesterday.
I know Sienna is very, very germ conscious.
I have
She has
fantastic germ etiquette.
Yeah, fantastic.
Fabulous
Yes.
germ etiquette.
Yes, worthy.
I'm proud of that.
The queen. Yes,
I'm very proud of that because many people are not.
Like,
And you know, when I counted the, were you going to say a name?
I was going to say like me. I know I'm not as
You're not
conscious
I
as
think
you.
because you deny, if you start feeling sick, you deny it so much that you're spreading your germs everywhere while you're in denial of it.
That's horrible of me. Really?
Until it's like, bam, undeniable. And then it's like, okay, but
Too late.
you shared your coffee with me. Like, you know, you did all these things.
It's awful.
Where you were just
Really
pretending like, I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I'm healthy.
Well, I think I learned my lesson from this time, especially. Well, hopefully I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how you said, if you have just an inkling,
Yes.
then start taking that. What is that? There's that homeopathic kind of thing where you can take to help nip it in the bud.
Yep.
Okay. Anyways.
And I think that's the
we're
key.
just going all over the place.
I think that's the key for every household that wants to be healthy is to have your Ziploc bag of your essentials in your medicine cabinet or your pantry or whatever it might be.
Okay.
And to have all those things ready so that if you do get sick, you don't have to go out and get these things. Just the moment you start feeling, even if you're questioning, like, and normally the first thing is you feel fatigued, you feel tired, or your limbs feel a little achy, or there's a little slight scratchiness in your nose. Like, why is my nose a little itchy? Or like your throat, something like you're swallowing and it feels like
There's a lump.
like this
There's
tiniest little grain of
little
lump.
tickle thing in your
Yeah, it's
throat.
like, what is that? Or it's like a fuzziness in your throat, but you're still able to carry on. That is when
Slam that down.
you want to. So we should all be equipped with your Ziploc bag of stuff, grab it down and just start taking everything.
Okay. And get sleep and water. Okay, what is the stuff? Since we're talking, look at this episode, it's all over the place. Okay, so the Ziploc bag of stuff would include things such as,
Oh gosh,
what,
there's
the
so
tea tree
many
oil?
things. Well, now I guess we could say tea tree oil or thieves oil, which has tea tree oil in it.
Okay, so thieves. So if you don't know,
just look it up.
thieves
Just
is
look it up.
Literally like a thief, like somebody who steals stuff. That's literally how it's spelled, thieves. And it's the name of a blend of several different oils known to combat germiness.
Yes.
Just so people
It's
have
it's
some context
also,
there.
if you look it up, you're going to see like, oh my gosh, this is so darn expensive. You can find blends by people just putting it together themselves at a much lesser cost. But you want to make sure that the oil is, it's a good oil.
Okay.
But make sure you have that oil. Make sure you have oregano oil. Make sure you have olive leaf supplement. That's what I would say. And then make sure you have a cough medicine that is homeopathic based. The one that I've been taking is called Chestal. That's been great. Okay, so make sure you have something like that. And then make sure you have some type of homeopathic formula for the actual cold. So the Chestal is for coughs and chest congestion, dry coughs or wet coughs, and then another homeopathic formula for the cold aspect. So sneezing and stuffy head and all of that stuff. But you
That's a
also
lot.
want to make sure you have vitamin C, which is something you should just have. That shouldn't be in your Ziploc. You should just have that out.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure you have zinc. That you should always have out, which we do have that. I think that's it.
Okay.
You could have a mushroom blend, which is what I've been taking. But anyway, we can go into
Those
detail.
are just
That's
thoughts.
a whole
Those are just
other
thoughts. But I mean,
episode.
yeah, okay. You're right.
You want to have Kleenex. You want to have a little bag to put your yucky Kleenex in. And you want to have your list of shows to binge watch on Netflix. You want to have blankets. And you want to make sure you have a spray bottle of rubbing alcohol so that you can just make sure you are taking care of your own germs.
And traditional medicinal teas.
Oh, yes. That's a huge one.
All of that. Seasonal cold teas. Okay. Yeah.
Throat
I mean,
coat.
you don't have, like...
Have it all. Nope. Get it all.
You don't have to keep...
Yes,
because
get
we
it
have
all.
gone... I mean, not...
Yes, get it all.
not to jinx ourselves further, but we have gone for years at a stretch without getting sick. If we had had that Ziploc, all those things would have expired. So it's
That's
just
true.
good to know. I guess it's just cool to know, what to grab at the store at the first sign of a tickle in your
Okay,
throat
let me
or
whittle
whatever.
it. Let me whittle it down then.
Oh
Let
my
me
gosh,
whittle it down.
you're such like a high achiever. Like
No, I'm not
front,
a high achiever.
sitting in the front row student who's gonna.
I want to whittle it down for them. Okay. So, the things you want to absolutely have, I'm not going to include zinc and vitamin C because you should already be taking that on the daily. Okay. So that's not in your stash. Your stash should have a homeopathic formula for colds and a homeopathic formula for coughs and some kind of an essential oil like a thieves or a tea tree oil. That's it. Just stick with that, because if you start taking those things at the moment, you will really help shorten the duration. And if you should need anything else, you can get those other things.
Okay.
3 things.
Okay.
3 things.
All right. Okay. Are we ready to talk about the words for the year?
Are we going to talk
Let's
about
get
the
ready.
naked people? We better save that. There's not enough time for the naked
we're gonna
people.
save the topic of nakedness for a future episode.
Right.
Okay.
I
hold
think
on.
we told them we were going to talk about naked today, but
Hold on.
we'll save it.
Yeah. Hold on. Words for the year.
Well, what was your word for last year? I don't remember yours.
I don't think I had a word. I would have to check the podcast and see. That's the thing of fallibility of my human nature. It's like I forget, and I think all of us forget.
I know
And
mine.
I think, okay, well, not all of us.
Anyways, mine was reverence.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a beautiful word, don't you think?
Yes, I think it is. But I'm just hesitating because I know before pressing record, you and I had the discussion about Lord as a word.
Lord, not my word for the year.
No, but just
the word in
just
general.
the word and the connotations. Like some people have problems with the word God. Anyways, but I
It's I think
get it.
reverence is a beautiful word.
yes, I love the word
And it's
reverence. I even
spelled
like the word
beautifully.
Lord.
It's beautiful when you write it out.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wanted to have that same word, but it's like, no, you don't do that. You just got to move on.
I think you can totally do that.
Well, no, I'm going to move on.
Okay. So I guess we should share what we mean by, words for the year, because not everybody knows what the heck we even mean.
I think everyone knows.
Oh, okay.
But you can definitely add, share what you'd like to share about it, because maybe they don't see it in the way that you see it or I see it. Or...
Okay. Well, words for the year, I think, is a helpful method or way to think about kind of putting guardrails on our attention and focus and our thoughts. it's creating a lane for us to stay within to help direct our thoughts, so that if we start feeling stressed out or frantic or fearful, we can have and go to our word for the year, and let that provide a kind of anchor and a sense of stability and safety. It's kind of like a life preserver out there in the wild oceans of life.
That. Yeah.
You know,
I like that.
Gives you something to hang on to. It's kind of like the breath. You come back to the breath when you realize you've been caught up with your thoughts when you're meditating. You can go back to your word for the year. And I guess for me right now, at this moment in time, I can't say that I have settled on a word for the year for me.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah. And I think that's okay.
I think listeners are going to be sad
okay.
because they're probably wondering, oh, I wonder what Toast's word for the year is.
Okay. Well,
is that my stomach?
I don't know.
Did you hear that?
I heard something, but maybe it was just your chair. Okay. So if I had, well, I can share what will be, I guess, perhaps a temporary word for the year, if that's the case.
You sound very non-committal.
Well, that word would be
commitment.
It would be attentive or attend.
Awake?
No, more just attentive. Yeah, to attend. And what I mean by that is the prompt to pay attention, to listen, to inquire, to be looking, to be seeking and searching. Because I think for me, my weakness is in my tendency to think or to try and run off and do what I think I'm supposed to do as a direction from spirit, right? Like, so for example, I feel like my tendency in the past has been to settle on or determine like, oh, this is my word for the year or whatever, my directions, my guidance from spirit. And then just on my own power, on my own finite human fallible power, to try and get it done and try and accomplish it and try and do it, instead of, in co-partnership with spirit, continue to rely on and look to and seek and listen for more guidance from spirit in the course of accomplishing or achieving and working towards it. Do you know what I mean?
So you see so are you changing your perspective on the word of the year from being something you are achieving versus the guardrails? Like shifting the focus of that?
What I know is that I feel like the guardrails are the admonition to keep being attentive, keep listening, keep looking, keep asking for the next step of guidance, instead of just trying to
be attentive, be attentive, be attentive, be attentive.
Yeah, that's my guardrail at this point. Okay. It's like, I think that's been my area of weakness. I guess because that logical brain part of me wants to believe and wants to live in a world where everything is figure-outable. And if you just get the correct directions, then you're good. And you just follow the directions. You just connect the dots, go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and you just keep going. And as long as you have all the, the right directions or the right word, then, hey, it'll all work out exactly as you planned. You just follow the directions. The logical brain part of me that wants that sense of safety and a guarantee wants to live in a world like that. But I feel like as I've lived more years and grown more, I've realized that's not reality, you know? And so it's wiser to focus instead of focusing on searching for this elusive, perfect set of directions, which don't exist anyway, to instead search for the source of direction, which for me is spirit. And that's where the sense of fulfillment and a deeper, richer experience of life comes from, which is the ultimate success anyway.
So who needs a word for the year then?
Well, mine, okay, so that's why it's attentive.
You know, there's a book, right?
What?
There's a book called Everything is Figure-Outable.
Really?
Yes. Just saying.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways.
Well, there's a lot of books out there.
There's a ton of books.
Yeah.
Okay. Those were excellent thoughts, Toast.
So what is your word for the year?
Well, you know, I have to say this year, I wanted the word to feel like it felt last year when I realized that, the word for my year is reverence. There was a feeling about it. It was like, yes, this is the word. It just felt like the right frequency for the year.
Okay. It clicked in.
Yeah, and no doubt about it. It was like, yes. But I got to say that picking a word this year hasn't felt as clean and clear. And so I found myself like a crazy person, just kind of thinking and feeling into other words.
Okay.
But I was in search of that feeling. Kind of like what you were saying. You know, you want the sure thing, right? The thing that feels. So I was looking for that feeling more than really what the purpose of the word is. Right? I was just looking for I just wanted to have that feeling because so much of what I feel my life is right now feels so uncertain that I was just wanting a feeling of certainty.
Yeah. I know.
With just like, this is the word, you know, and being able to just enjoy that moment. But then I realized, well, not every year is going to be the same, and that's fine. And maybe it's meant to not feel so certain, just like everything else right now for me. So my word is, and I kind of cheated. I have to say I kind of cheated. So my word is play.
I like that.
So the word is play.
Why is that cheating though?
Well, I'm going to tell you why it's cheating.
Okay.
So it's play because I feel like I don't play enough in my life and I don't have enough fun. And then I turn around and complain that I'm not having enough fun. So I want to play more this year. That's my intention, is to make sure that I have enough play, and also literally playing music. That's also part of it too.
Yes.
So play can mean different things here.
Yes.
But then I felt like, well, but I also think, like, the other word that I think is important to me is pray, because I have been feeling like my connection with spirit has been a little strained, I feel. And so, and it's all my kind of my perspective and the healing journey I'm on with my connection with my personal, like spirit guides and God or whatever, you know, other people call it. But that's what I call it, my guides and God and all that stuff. So I am looking at prayer differently. But I didn't want my word to be pray because it feels heavy. right now anyways, in how my conditioning has been up till now.
I know what you mean.
So I didn't want another year of like just feeling so intense, like reverence last year, pray this year. It's like, what is that?
Light
I'm
it
like a nun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, however, pray is important for me where I'm at right now. So the word play, I decided, well, P can stand for pray. L can stand for love because I love love, right? So always keep that in mind. A for abundance. Who doesn't want more abundance, right? So abundance in health, which I could use right now, financial abundance, the full spectrum of wealth. So abundance. And Y was a little bit tricky, but I decided that Y would stand for you. So what I mean by you is whoever I am with in the moment. So it's kind of like being attentive. You know how...
being present.
Yes. Yeah. So whoever the you is, it's me. And right now it's you, toast. It's me and it's the listener. It's you, the listener. It's making sure to go outside of myself to give and pay attention and connect. So pray, love, abundance, and you. So that's what play stands for.
Wow,
so I cheated and I chose a whole bunch of words.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
That's good. I'm just taking it in right now. And I think it's so valuable that you also shared how, it just didn't feel the same as last year. Like, yeah, you have this desire and wish that it would just feel like that click of, oh, it feels so good. It's just right. But, it doesn't always happen like that. And that's okay. I think the way that we live in such a data-driven society in regards to education, right, with test scores and grades that you move through at this systematic pace. Every year is a new grade, and business and all that stuff. It really pressures us with that same sort of value system when it comes to our personal and spiritual growth. And you can't do that. That's our personal and spiritual growth just doesn't work on that level. It's above that.
Yeah.
It will not. It cannot be tamed. And so, just the fact of nature and taking its course, it happens at its own pace, right? Each of us are individuals. There is such a thing as early bloomers. There's such a thing as quote unquote late bloomers, right? Everything, things don't happen on a schedule that we impose, especially when it comes to our personal and spiritual evolution. So I think it's super helpful and empowering for me anyways, and it relieves a lot of stress to perform and fill in the blank of what's the word, and to feel a certain way, to just realize that and kind of bring myself into alignment with the way of nature. Right. And really, I guess, submit to that if we want to talk about the word Lord. Right. And
let's not talk about the word Lord right now. Oh my gosh.
But you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you can't. One of my favorite artists is Ani DeFranco. And at a concert that I went to, the first and only time that I've seen her so far live was actually in Honolulu. And as part of the concert, she did this like stream of consciousness rap type of thing. And one of the repeated phrases she used was something to the effect of, you can't mess with Mother Nature. Mother Nature is going to overrule you every time, so there's a sense of comfort and real satisfaction in accepting that and kind of like taking my place in the grand scheme of things, with reverence and respect for that. And that feels really good.
That's kind of like the sky moments.
Yes.
That we talked about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You can't push the river. It's going to flow at its own pace.
All right.
Okay, so those are our musings about
Words for the year.
Words for the year.
Words for the year.
Okay, so we wish you health. We wish you happiness. And we wish you progress.
And clarity. I'd like to wish you clarity.
I love clarity.
Because I think a lot of times when we get stuck or we feel stuck or there's stagnation happening, whatever it might be, I think we tend to believe we're not clear on something.
Yeah. We default to, I'm confused.
Right.
And there's just so much at play and there's so many factors and so many things to consider and all this.
But I really think that we are actually clear. Like we actually do know what it is we want or what the next step is.
Yeah.
But I think there's
fear,
comfort in the discomfort of not making that decision. Because once you do declare like, oh, this is what I do next or whatever it is, then you are pretty much held to take that action. And
you're out of your
like
comfort
what you're
zone.
saying, the fear, right? The fear.
Yeah.
But, and I'm not saying that the lack of clarity, doesn't, I mean, the lack of clarity can definitely, it can be real to you,
Oh, it feels so real.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that
yes.
it doesn't feel that way. So that's why I wish you clarity.
Yes.
I wish all the listeners clarity and courage, yes, because sometimes you won't see until you acknowledge the courage and that you're strong. You're strong and you're willing to see and you're ready.
Yeah.
You're ready to see.
Yes.
And then the next step will appear and you'll know what to do next or what decision to make or whatever it might be.
Yes.
But clarity and courage.
All good words. Good words.
Those are good words too.
And pray. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we wish you all of these good words, the energy of it infused into your ear holes as you listen, infused into your heart and your mind and your soul and your spirit.
How about your earway?
Instead of your
like
holes.
a hallway.
Your earway.
Your earway.
Your ear corridor.
Yeah. Instead of an ear hole. Yeah. Okay. That doesn't feel quite right, really.
Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay. Thanks for joining us. And we're just in the silence. We're just sending you all of our best. Okay. Is that it for now?
That is it for now.
That's it for now. Okay. Well, of course,
I'm fading a little.
Visit us. Yeah. Siena needs to go lie down and rest. I need to go mix this and get it out for you guys and girls and everybody. Okay. That's it. This is Toast, inviting you to live your love story. Sign up on our email list. You can find more at sienaandtoast.com.
Bye for now.